yes, I would like to react to one of the strange thought that was present in this lecture, namely the claim, the many-pronged claim that the development of the phonetic system underlying the Anatolian hieroglyphs somehow predates the late 15th, early 14th century. And indeed, there were a number of publications advancing that claim in the recent 2 or 3 years. One of them is the paper by Alvin that you have mentioned, and all of them to some extent harken back to the paper by Willemijn Waal in 2012, according to which some form of writing distinct from the cuneiform already existed in Anatolia in the colony period, in the period of the Karum settlements. And I think that it is important to distinguish between two notions: the semiotic system, distinct from cuneiform system, and the phonetic system having syllabic signs of its own. I think, I mean, I'm not really a specialist, for example, in the Quipu script of the Incas in Peru, but usually people assume that they were able to convey quite complex messages with the help of their semiotic system, and yet it was not a phonetic writing. So even if we assume for the sake of the argument that such system involving proto-hieroglyphs existed either in the 20th century BCE or in the 17th century BCE or in the 16th century BCE, this does not automatically entail that this was a phonetic system. And yet the argument by Alvin, as I understand it, as well as your argument today, is predicated upon the notion that it was a phonetic system. And in the case of your today's lecture, it seems that your key reference here is the paper by Massimo, in which he addresses these 3-character graffiti beginning with the azimuth sign. So I suppose that this is the key question, whether this particular graffiti proves the existence of a phonetic script back, well, in the Old Assyrian period. I think that the way to argue that something is a phonetic script, kind of the minimal condition to argue that something is a phonetic script, is the existence of 2 phonetic signs in a row, out of which one can produce a sensible combination. Because if we have just one sign, be it Li or something else, I mean, you would probably agree that this is not the canonical Li at the end. It requires some imagination to make a Li out of it. But let us to say it is the ancestor of Li. We never know whether it is the phonetic sign Li or it is the logographic sign that somehow predates the Li. In order to make a claim about the phoneticity, it is important to have 2 signs in a row. And the way I understand your reading of the artifact published by Massimo, we have one logographic sign, we have one sign which we do not know what it is, and then we have yet another sign which is the ancestor of Li. To my opinion, this is a bit insufficient to prove the existence of a phonetic script at that place and at that time. And I would be interested in your reactions.